Hey, there we go. Hey, it's working. Don't know how the sound is. Just wait for some people, I guess. Hey, no worries. Can you guys hear me? Trying out a new mic here, so doing something different this time, seeing if I can get the webcam working. No, yes, yes. Yes, okay. So I just have a fun chart pulled up here. Nice cup and handle on ATV. I think it's going to do this. Figured I'd show you that while we wait for some people. Yeah, I got two of them actually. Another one right there. What? I messed my webcam up now. That's what I get for messing with it. Alright, there we go. It's the first time using the webcam, so hopefully it works. Got a record-breaking 8 people. Well, I guess we don't need to necessarily wait for people. We can just jump in and it's their loss, right? So I'll be working on a few things tonight. One of the things is getting the alerts better. So right now, if we look here, where are the alerts? I have 209 alerts set up here. You can see all of them that came through today here. What we're looking for, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 alerts that came through today. So what we're looking to do is rework the settings on every ticker so that each one is specific to each ticker, which I did for the first ones, but I did it kind of fast. And I'm going to take my time tonight. I got a little time, and we're going to go through. We're going to have mini alerts. So if we were to switch to, say, 5 minutes here, we're going to have mini alerts. So we'll have 5-minute alerts. We'll have 15-minute alerts. We'll have what I call 15 minutes alerts will be the normal ones we get. The hour alerts will be mega alerts, and then the 4-hour alerts will be ultra alerts. So we're not going to get many of these. These settings will not stay like this. These are very aggressive settings, so we'll probably have them pretty conservative here. Probably be more like this. So be a little bit more conservative. We'll turn that off for now. So, yep. Yeah, I'm actually a cyborg. This is just synthetic skin on my face. So that's one thing that we're working on. Another thing we're working on is our flow AI. So our flow AI is designed to detect flow that's coming in, and I can show you kind of what that looks like through Cheddar, but We don't use Cheddar for it, we use another service. So basically what we're doing is we're filtering it out. For opening orders, we want above ask, and we want sweeps. And so these would have been what I call level 3 megas. So level 3 megas would have been really just the 2 spies that came out. There was this Baba one here for 3.7 million, but that would have been filtered out because I want ones that'll affect us now. So I want ones that are within 60 days or so, and those will help us determine whether we want to get into that position. Excuse me. So you can see here Cheddar's kind of got their own AI. I kind of know how it works, but I don't love it. I've been testing it for a long time now, and I think I can do a better job than their AI. So level 2s are going to be repeat call orders. So if we were to say opening orders above ask, and we were looking at tickers here today, they also have to meet a certain dollar amount. So I would have also done, okay, there we go. So we probably would have gotten one on, dollar amount wasn't there, but Uber would have been a good one today. I talked about Uber in the chat today. Spy puts, we would have got, we would have gotten spy put level 2, and looks like would have gotten a level 3 and a level 1 on there. So we would have gotten definitely some spy puts today. Those came in towards the end of the day, so we'll see. Looks like someone thinks we're going down tomorrow. IWM would have gotten a call alert, and here we can actually filter this even more. So I don't care about the little ones. What I care about is what big money is doing. So for instance, like I want to know where the money is going. We might not have filtered that. Okay. So I want to know where the big money is going, and so these would have been really the only alerts that we would have gotten today. I did talk about the Bob alert today, but we got to filter these out a little bit better so they're coming in. So we'll take care of that. Today was a test. We also talked about getting the Signum or the catalyst bot up. So for instance, oops, that's not what I want. I just want market beat. So we've been using data from market beat, and we're trying to make an AI with it. So where are the US ratings? So what we're doing is we're scraping all of these for these impacts, and then we're putting these into the chat right now. So all these high impacts we were going to do. You guys want to see my cat? He wants to come hang out. So this is one thing that we're working on, is filtering these by high and getting the ones that we think will make the most impact. And then once we are doing all this information, eventually we could put it into a catalyst score that involves earnings reports. So when this was the first thing we worked on, we're going to work on earning reports, insider trades, all this stuff we're going to basically take and put it into an AI and make a score. And then one that can make watch lists for us, so if it's over a certain score we can make watch lists, and 2, we can use it to initiate trades as well. So if, let's say, we have a minimum score and then all of a sudden it gets over that score, we can then tell our other AIs, hey, here's your watch list for your AI for the day. If you get a buy alert, then we're going to take that trade. So we can use the catalyst to talk with Fortuna, and then the 2 of them together can decide whether if they want to make a trade or not. And then after that, the auto trader is just going to do some other things where, let's say, it's going to use the, so it's going to make the trade, it's going to buy an option that's a couple weeks out, then it's going to have a trailing stop profit. So let's say if we were to go in here, it's going off the 15 minutes, so let's say this had a catalyst score that was high enough, so this was on the watch list, and it had this buy signal here. Our auto trader is going to take this buy signal here and then have a 5 or 10% trailing stop loss. So let's say this is like the stop loss down here. So as this stock goes up, that stop loss is going up too. So let's say it goes here, and then let's say the stock falls. Well, the stop loss stays there. So if it hits that, then we're guaranteed profit. But if it keeps going up, that stop loss keeps going up with it. And eventually, when it goes down, it's gonna trigger that stop loss, and we're gonna guarantee ourselves a certain amount of profit. And we can have profit targets too. So we could have where it starts scaling out at 5%, 10%, 15%, and so on and so forth. And so then we can also have it where, let's say, so the catalyst score is the first thing that initiates our watch list. Then we only can trade off our watch list for that day based on things we know will make the stock move. So we can either have it go off of Fortuna, or we can have it go off of cheddar flow, or we could have it go off all three. So for instance, we can have the watch list triggered. So if one of these were to trigger the watch list, then we would take this position, or we could have it say, okay, let's say we had a Roku at market open today, and that was on our watch list. Then that Roku would have then gone, and we would have seen, it would have been like right here. We would have not taken that trade because the last signal was a sell. But let's say this was a buy signal right here, and all of those met, we would have taken that position. And maybe we do it by position size. So if two of them are made, we take a 5% position of our account, and if all three equal yes, then maybe we up it to say a 10 or a double position or a triple position. So that's one of the things that we can do. So there's definitely options out there for auto trading, and in theory we've been discussing internally about the possibility of just trying out an auto trader with a trailing stop loss and a stop profit or take profit on just using Fortuna and see how that happens. So we might set up a paper account for now and test that out and just kind of go from there. And if it works really good, that's something we could do. And then as the other AIs get more developed, it's just going to get more and more accurate, because a lot of these buys on here, what we've been noticing is, while a lot of the buys don't necessarily equate to a huge move stock-wise, what they do equate to is a decent move. So let's say for this one, it may not have been a big move, but what it's doing is it's taking it at open here. So it's going 123 up to 124. That could have been a 5% in an option. And then if we have the trailing stop loss, that would have just been a 0% play. So we wouldn't have lost any money there. We wouldn't have made any money, but that's fine. What we're looking for are plays like this, where it goes from 113 up to 117, and we're making 30, 40, 50%. And again, is there any other ones over here? So again, here's a couple over here we can kind of test out. Because it issued the buy here, these next ones we wouldn't have taken a position, because once we issue a buy, we're not taking a new position until we sell. So we would have bought here at 150, 180, or 150, 177, and we would have sold at 154. But what would have happened was we would have had that trailing stop loss come up here, and we probably would have sold somewhere in here. As this started to reverse, it came down to our stop loss. So we're still making 10% there, but then here, because we have the trailing stop loss, we might have gotten stop lossed out here. That's possible, but if we didn't, then we go all the way up here from 152 all the way up to 165. And that's something where we have to do some research. Are we going to hold these overnight? Are we going to just take our profits at the end of the day? Because if this is the end of the day, that right here, we would have sold right here potentially. And this is probably what this was the end of the day sell-off, people taking their profits. Let me just read some. Yeah, Gio, what we're doing is we could set it up where the bot can only make 3 trades a week if we wanted, 3-day trades, and if it holds overnight, that one doesn't count. We can definitely do that. There's no reason why we couldn't, so that's something that we've considered, because I know everyone doesn't have 30, 50 grand to dump into an auto trading account. nor would they want to auto trade a 50K account. I'm gonna once I get 50K, but we'll see what happens. So here again, you know, we have to think, are we going to take this trade overnight, or are we just going to take, you know, if this went in at 146.92, that would have probably been up here and it went down. So this would have probably been stop lossed out, and that would have been a negative play of 5 or 10%, which is fine because what we're looking for is a winning percentage, not necessarily one or two plays. So like these little jump ups here, even though they're not fantastic, because they are making 5-10%, that's something we need to consider. And that's how I kind of want to talk to everyone about is how are we using Fortuna right now to make money. So yeah, you'll be able to pick however many tickers you want. So like we're gonna pick for a pool to test it on the top 100 most liquid traded accounts, and then we might reduce it even more, or not accounts but tickers. So you can definitely pick your own pool if you find 10 stocks that you really like and you think it works really well on it. I see no reason why you couldn't do that. So yeah, I hate BA. It's probably on the list though because it's probably pretty liquid. So oops, mean to do that. Put that back. So this was a trade that I took yesterday. Okay, and here's, I actually did my own homework on it. So I usually don't take trades unless I do my own homework. So that's why I tell you to use your own TA. So I was looking at this and I did my retracement here and I did my Fibonacci extension here with the time. And so if we go zoom in even further, it might look a little better. So what I was looking at was I thought it was necessarily going to go down a little bit more. So I think I took the, what is this, 2, no? Oh, it was on the 15 minute. That's why I'm not seeing it. I was like, I took it right here. I saw it was in a reversal of a downtrend. It broke the downtrend. So I jumped in here and then I charted out the rest of this. And then I took profits right here today. So as it broke this, as it started to break this down, or started downtrending here, I took profits right here. It could have held and took a little bit more, but I was up 180%, and I think I ended up selling for 150 or 160% right around in here. So I held that overnight. I saw that it was going up. I saw it was in this golden zone, so I figured it would probably break up above it and then retrace back down, and you can see it retrace beautifully, and then it's been hovering in the zone. So we'll see if it opens up at 205 tomorrow. It's certainly possible, but Fridays typically have been sell-off days, so I have not been holding into Fridays. I actually went all cash. So this is one play I took. One other play that I took that Fortuna called out was Guild. So Guild I actually got a little bailed on because I bought it here and it went down so much that I just kind of held it, but because I bought a couple weeks out, it was fine. So I sold right here today. So I saw this giant spike up and my position went up like 30% from down here, and I sold right up here because I was just trying to secure profits at that point. I didn't do any TA on this one. I just tried to blind follow Fortuna, and because I saw the last plays that it called out on Guild, I was like, you know what, it probably knows what it's doing. I didn't have a lot of time. It was 30 bucks. I jumped in. I got out with 40 bucks. You know, I made 10 bucks on it. Nothing crazy. Another one that I've been talking about, and I've been watching this for a while, is Uber. That was another one that I got into and I did really good on. And this is one that I talked about in my newsletter that I wanted to get into because I saw this giant cup and handle. And so you can see this big cup formed. You have your clear uptrend and then your Fibonacci retracement zones going right through, and then you had a perfect handle off of the 50%. I mean, that's textbook right here. It usually goes off the 61 or 50. And so we're looking for this to break out of the handle here, but I bought in, I think we got, I don't know if I got it on the 5 minute or not. Yeah, so I bought in, I think it was either here or here yesterday. I can't remember. I think it was here. So I bought in the other day. and I held it overnight, and then when I got the sell signal today, I cashed out and made a good penny on it. So yeah, so that was a nice play there. I definitely think it could keep going, but I was just trying to make, I was up so much already, I figured I'd cash out. I hate holding through Fridays recently, so I hate Beyond. It's one stock that I just don't like. I just don't. It's like Zoom and all that. You're like, it's totally not worth $193, but you just don't short it. I mean, look, I had this pegged to the T basically. Probably was more like this, but either way, I mean, it's going crazy right now. I think it's even in, yeah, look at this. It's got a nice little cup going right here. I don't know. It's just strictly technical right now. It had this cup handle and now it's breaking out. So if we zoom in here and I turn all this off, it's probably easier to see. So watch, I'll show you. Well, I guess I didn't need that. Either way, it's got a cup here, the handle was here, and then it's breaking out now. So I expect this to go pretty nuts. Could test all-time highs here. We'll see what it has, because it kind of got a cup and handle here too, but I don't really count that. Yeah, Facebook was good. I saw that. I didn't take Facebook. Facebook and Google were big shout outs yesterday. This actually had a mega alert on it and then a mega sell here. That's pretty awesome. So Facebook had this shout out yesterday. That came out towards midday. I think it was 10:15. They called this. It went from what, 256 all the way up to 265 almost. So you almost caught a $10 move you could have gotten if you had bought in on that. I really liked that. I was just already in my other place, so I didn't have any buying power left. I believe it was either Goog or Google. I think they were the same, so it shouldn't matter. Yeah, this was shouted out at 10:44 or 14:44 at 10:30 in the morning, and that got all the way up to 1490. So that almost captured a $50 move. I mean, these are giant moves that we're capturing. This doesn't always happen, but in reversals and uptrends, this thing is a beauty. So I just want to talk about a couple things here. Beyond or Chipotle of the future. Yeah, Chipotle's. This thing is nuts. That is just nuts. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice on the daily. There's a cup and handle right here. Wow. Never looked at it that much, I guess. But that's a big cup and handle. So, what do you want, Cat? Cat loves to sit on my lap when I'm down here. Baba had some good flow today, and you could see the cup and handle there, and that's why that's going out too. It's cup and handle, please. There's been so many lately. I mean, this barely even sold off during the sell-off in March. So, just a couple updates. We got the flow bot working. Catalyst bot is going to take a lot of work, but we got the initial steps working. Fortuna, I'm not going to do a whole lot more right now with it. I think it's just really getting those alerts nailed down is going to be the hardest. It's going to take a lot of time, so hopefully everyone's been enjoying it. And yeah, I got time for some questions if you have some questions. Got about 5-10 minutes here. Okay. If there's no questions, I guess I'll get off, and I'm going to make a training video for everyone so they can kind of see how I use it. And maybe that will help everyone get a little bit better at making money with it. Sell signal is really hard. I have improved it, but I haven't done too much with it recently. I'm more interested in the buy signals. So sell signals, you can definitely tried to improve it a little bit. That's kind of what these were for right there, to help you get some better ones right there. Those are the new ones on the 2.2 where these both buys or both sells. So those ones aren't bad. That was probably my biggest improvement right here. So if you go to sell options and hit both, that's the newest edition. If you take that off, you can see a lot of them disappear. If you put them on, it's pretty good. I think it was a good addition. I have looked at ATM settings. His are really weird. He plays around a lot with the style settings. So he went around and he changed all of these to, I believe, circles. And he took some off and everything. So it's definitely interesting. Timetable on the auto trading bot. Hoping by the end of the year. I'd like to see it sooner, but I want to test it first. I'd hate to just release it and then everyone, something goes wrong and people lose money. Then I'm gonna be thrown in jail. So I would like to avoid that. So let me get it working and let it testing, and then I'll live stream some days with it trading on its own, and we'll have some fun with it. It's definitely coming. These settings they're just the normal settings. I didn't change anything. This is the default settings right here. Exactly what should pop up when you add it. So the Fibs indicator, I mean, it's just a Fibonacci retracement indicator. So this is something I just do on my own TA. You just go top to bottom on a move, and then normally on a top to bottom move you can see stocks like to bounce off fibs. So even on the way, like if you would have put this right here, you could see up, down, up, down, up, down. So I mean, that's a textbook Elliott wave right there. So it was up, down, up, down, up. I mean, that's a textbook Elliott wave up. So, and then you have a textbook retracement here. So a retracement is a three-step retracement usually. So it's a ABC move. So you had A, B, C, and then there's your retracement right there. Or it's called, a lot of people call it an H. So you have like an H. That's your retracement right there. But I don't want to get too much into that. That's a whole nother lesson. There is a link to ATM's Elliott Wave and Fibonacci lesson in our referrals if you guys wanted. It is a $50 class though. He put a lot of time and effort into it, but I think a lot of people would say it was worth it. So I just go high to low, high to low. So like this one would be high to low. You could do another one over here, high to low, and then you can see it likes to trade off the fibs here. So it's not exactly every time, but I call them fib zones. So usually the bodies of the candles will stay in the zones. And when it gives you a little bit of framework after you have a sell-off, gives you some framework for how it's going to go back up. So yeah, newsletter is still 30-day free trial. If you haven't signed up for it yet, feel free to sign up for it. You still get 30 days from today. So if you want to wait till this weekend and then sign up Saturday, you'll get 30 days. So yeah, I plan on making it fully customizable. You can have it where, like the auto trading bot, you can just plug it in and then you'll be able to do whatever you want with it. If you want to use Fortuna or Signum or all of that, you could just click turn on Fortuna auto trading, and then you could set your own trailing stop losses. You can do all that. Hopefully we'll have a back tester as well, so you can back test your strategy you make. There's a lot of cool things in the works, so definitely some cool things in the works. I should be able to trade shares. I don't see any reason why I can't trade shares. The options thing is just the cool part. I see no reason why we couldn't let it trade shares. Theoretically, if you go into Discord right now, there's already a share trading auto trader in there that you could use off of this. So, for instance, if you were to go one buy per sell, buy every dip, and you wanted to do that, and we went to 15 minutes, you could turn this mode on and go trade shares with it right now if you wanted. So there is instructions on how to do that in the Discord. So that's something. If you go into TC Beta and you go into Get Fortuna here and you scroll up, there's gonna be on. Guess I could probably pin it too. Yeah, I'll just pin it. It's called the TC Alpaca Bot, auto trading instructions for Alpaca. So if you really want to get going, you can do that. So yeah, this should work on all tickers. The only thing I found that it doesn't work on is if you wanted to use it on Forex, there's some Forex tickers, depending on where you get it from. What you really need it to do is we need to have volume. So for instance, if the ticker you're looking at, the source of it doesn't give you the volume, it will not work. So something to consider. So yeah, I haven't tested it myself, but one of our coders was very nice to make it for everyone. I designed it on 15 minutes, but there's no reason why you can't make it. Can't use it on, like, say 5 minutes or 1 hour or so on and so forth. So you could really use it on anything. I would just say play around with it and test it out yourself, and then you'll know. So cool. Well, I gotta get going. I got a meeting here with some people, but wanted to jump on. I haven't done live, and I wanted to test out my new webcam here, so thought that'd be fun to use. So thank you, and join me in the Discord, and we can talk some more.